A lot of cheese out. What we're doing?
We are going to do a macaroni cheese, or our take on a macaroni cheese. So we're going to use spaghetti, because we thought that would be a little bit of a nice twist. We're going to be using the konjac flour. We're going to use the konjac flour instead of normal plain flour, or instead of like an alternative such as coconut flour, to show making a white sauce. A little, as we've discussed before, goes such a long way. So we need to start off by making a roux. A roux is a white sauce that's in macaroni cheese. So you need a nice wedge of butter. So let's melt our butter. We're going to add some white onion as well, because onion and cheese, or cheese and onion, goes so nicely together, doesn't it? So we've got one white onion that we've finely chopped. So let's sweat that off until it's nice and soft.
Onion's great for your microbiome, great source of quercetin, so it's like a natural antihistamine, and just so many good things with onion. Do have some carbs in, so we can't call this one a carb-free dish though, but not lots.
No. So we're going to sweat that off. Then we're going to be adding in a little bit of fibre flour. We're going to start by adding in approximately, I'd say, 8 grams. And then what we're going to have to do is add milk. We're going to keep adding the milk until we've got a nice white sauce. That's, I would say, probably a similar consistency to a thick custard. Then we'll add the cheese in, and then finally we're just going to add in the spaghetti.
That's simple.
Then, yeah, literally. Alternatives, I was going to say, that you could, or additions, you could add some chopped bacon to this. We're going to dress it with some chives, aren't we? You could add salmon. You can be as creative as you want.
I'll tell you what, I'll fry a little bit of chorizo up at the end.
That's a great idea. So we're going to fry that off.
I will do that while you are preparing your flour.
Thank you.
And if you're used to cooking with flour, maybe before you realised low carb was the way to go, and that regular flour turns into sugar once digested. If you're used to cooking with regular flour, you'd use a lot. But this stuff is amazing. So literally, a small amount expands and expands. And in fact, when it's inside your stomach, fibre from Fibrehydrate expands up to 50 times. And that is why it makes you feel full and why it's super healthy.
It's also, I would say, it's really fun to cook with as well. And it just makes you realise what a brilliant product it is, because like we say, such a small amount goes a long way. And the boxes, this might seem like not a lot, but that's going to last you.
Well, we're on the same packet and we've done about 15 meals.
Yeah, literally. 15 meals, most of which are for 4 people. Okay, so the onion's browning off nicely. It's kind of going a nice caramelly colour.
Indeed.
So once that's soft, we'll add in, should I add in the
flour?
Let's
go for it.
Okay, so that's going to dry out. As we've mentioned in previous videos, what you don't want to do is go crazy and start just tipping it in. Just be really mindful about the amount of fibre flour you're using, because if you use too much, as Steve has mentioned, it will soak up all the liquid, and you'll need literally bucket loads of milk to make a white sauce. Right, I'm going to measure the milk for you. So let's start by...
Smells great.
Start by adding 120 millilitres of milk. You might want to use this. Because it's going to thicken quickly, because this is obviously...
With the fibre.
This is when we know. Going to add in another 120.
You can see the fibre doing its job there, really thickening up nicely, isn't it? And until we had this product, I was always using lots of gelatin and...
Were you?
Yeah, and that has some health benefits as well. But, this is just fantastic. But normally do it in a big pan, otherwise you're going to get covered in food like we are.
Yeah. Right, so that you can see that's really, really thick.
Yep.
It's still quite a caramelly colour because of the onion. If you didn't want it to be that colour, then don't use butter. Or add a little bit of olive oil to your butter and then it won't go that browny colour.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to suggest adding a little bit more milk. So we've added, in total, we've done 2 lots of 120, so 240.
Yeah.
And I would say add another 120 millilitres. So I'm just going to go and grab some more milk.
Okay. It's deceiving how that little bit of fibre goes such a long way.
So we've added in another 120 millilitres of milk. Obviously, this is entirely up to you. If you want this to be a thinner consistency, then you can add more milk. If you want it to be really thick, then keep it as it is. We're going to be adding in the cheese. And then again, if you want to add more liquid, then you can do. You could add something like double cream if you wanted to make it really
yummy.
So we've got about 200 grams of cheddar cheese.
I'll jump in there. Get that all mixed in.
So I reckon we should add a little bit of double cream.
Okay.
Just to add in a little bit of decadence.
Yeah. And you know what? You put 8 grams of the flour. I reckon you'd have got away with 5 or 6 because it really has thickened up. Amazing.
It's really surprising how much it thickens up.
Isn't
and
it?
that's why it's really important not to overdo it.
Yeah.
And not go crazy by adding too much and then thinking.
I think when we write the recipe for this, because we're making this as we go along, I think we're going to go 5 or 6. There we go.
Cool. Right, so once you've...
Oh, that's lovely.
Once you've got your sauce and you're happy with the thickness of it, you can literally just add in your spaghetti or we've got other options such as tagliatelle or penne.
Yep, there we go then.
And then literally give it a mix around.
That looks yummy, yummy, yummy.
That is it.
And then we're going to garnish with a bit of chives. And a bit of chorizo. It could be anything. Bacon.
Yeah, and that's it. That simple.
Have a look at that. That is a very, very quick meal with just 4 or 5 ingredients done in no time at all.